What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Come to Jesus podcast. My name is Mark Page, and it is my passion in life to empower the people around me to leverage their lives for God's kingdom purpose. I want to teach and train and equip and help my brothers and sisters leverage every moment of their lives for maximum gospel impact. We're going to be talking about that every week, all the time. You can make a difference in your generation. So thank you for joining us today on the Come to Jesus podcast. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Come to Jesus podcast. My name is Mark Page. It's my honor to host this podcast. And if you're watching, if you're listening today, I've got a super special, awesome young man with me. His name is James Miller. And we're going to be talking about diving into some real raw topics tonight.
For sure.
And we're going to do that to give God the glory, man, to talk about what it looks like to begin to change your life. But James has a crazy story, really, about what God's done in his life, but also some places you've been, man.
Yeah, man.
Places you came from.
Facts.
And I've just praised God today for a few things. Number one, that you were willing to say yes and jump on here, man.
Yeah, man, for sure. Man.
To bring your perspective, your heart, your passion. I've been telling James he's going to be a preacher, so time to start speaking a little Jesus to people, James.
Yeah.
Everything in the right timing, though. So, first things first, I just want to introduce you to him, and I want you, James, tell us a little bit about your story, man. Where'd you come from? Where'd you grow up? What was some of the things that you encountered as a kid, man? And just start walking the journey for us today.
Well, I'm from Raleigh, south side of Raleigh.
Okay.
I grew up, I was, an outside kid,
Explain that for our listeners. I know what you mean, but they might not know what you mean.
I was an outside kid, so I was running the streets a little bit here and there, getting into certain things. Probably some unfortunate things that led me there, but yeah, I was there, and I been through the whole 1-2 out there, getting into certain stuff that probably shouldn't get into, and lucky to be here, honestly.
Yes, but we're lucky to have you. But
yeah, I avoided some situations. I wouldn't even say avoided. I would say came out of some situations that, what I'm saying, a lot of people.
Most people don't come out of.
Yeah, don't make it out of. So, just a blessing to be here.
Yeah. Tell me about your family, siblings, parents.
Yeah, so I got little brother, little sister. My parents, me and my mom are pretty cool or whatever. Don't really have the biggest relationship with my father.
Yep. We can dive into that stuff in just a few minutes, right. A little bit more. Always honoring, but also real. Yeah. Speaking to what's really there, really in the room. So, you got brothers and sisters?
Yes, sir. I got my little brother Jordan.
He's the man, by the way.
Yeah, that's my dog. And then I got my little sister Jasmine. Mm-hmm. And then I got some god sisters.
Yep.
That kind of helped raise me.
That's
and
cool.
Then I have a sister away from. What do you say? Sister from another mister.
Yes. That's what I'm always saying. Yeah. Yep.
So I got a few siblings, I would like to say.
Yeah. So got some family that's blood related, some family that's just family because you sometimes you choose your family, man.
Right.
I love that.
I got a sister that's not real. A girl that I call my sister, and a guy that I call my brother. That I treat them like they came out my mama. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So,
I do know what you're saying. So, how old are you now, James?
Currently, I'm 31.
31. So I'm older than you. So I'm your big brother.
Yeah.
Even if you are a little
right.
A little stronger than me sometimes in the gym, man. So you mentioned backstory. Did you go to Southeast Raleigh High School?
No, I went to 3 different high schools actually. I went to Garner at first.
Okay.
And then I transferred and I went to L.O.U. And then from there I went to Mary Phillips.
Okay. Where's Mary Phillips? I don't even know where that is.
Basically, still on the south side over there right beside L.O.U, kind of like in the cut.
Okay. So how old were you, James? Let's get into some real stuff, man.
Yeah.
I want people to know that it's not just them.
Right.
A lot of kids, a lot of people, a lot of grown men feel like they missed it. A lot of young kids are feeling like they're cool because they're going into things. When did you start getting in trouble? Like, how old were you when you first were presented the opportunity to get in some trouble that you said yes to that opportunity? If that makes sense.
I'm going to say I probably was like 15, 16.
15.
Yeah.
What kind of trouble without going? You keep it safe for you, but what kind of trouble did you get into, James?
A lot of trouble. Trouble in school. I've been trouble with the law.
Yeah.
You name it.
Yeah. Yeah. And how did that affect you? When did you first get into legal trouble to the point that it started messing up your life?
Probably around 18 is when I got my first legal trouble. Wasn't nothing too serious.
Right.
Like a slap on the wrist, getting caught with drugs and little stuff like that. But like I said, was very fortunate to not early on get, and this is probably gonna sound bad, get caught.
No, I get it. Listen, if we all got caught for everything we ever did, we're all done for.
Pack it up.
Everybody I know.
Yeah, pack it up.
Yeah, everybody.
But like I said, I was doing a lot of stuff, man. I just really wasn't getting caught. Mm-hmm. Thank God.
What do you think led you to go to that style of trouble? What was it? People in your life that you respected? Was it what?
Yeah, I would say so.
Let me say something about James that you may, if you know him, you know this. You're passionate.
Yeah.
You're strong. You're a leader. You'll speak if nobody else will speak.
Right.
Which can probably get you in trouble. But also can be used by God.
Right.
You're not really scared.
No.
And if you are scared, you probably, if I know you well enough, overcome your fear by just being even more strong.
Right.
So somebody like that gets into trouble when there's no direction, no clear vision for you. You're going to go into headlong, full force into whatever the thing is, right? So
I kind of I've been working on myself, but
we're gonna talk about that.
Really, probably they would classify it crash out worthy.
Yeah. Crash out.
Head first.
Yes.
Don't think about it. Just react.
Just do it. Yeah. Tell the podcast listeners what your nickname is.
My nickname is L.O.U.
What does that mean?
Loyalty over understanding.
How'd you get that nickname?
Just from the gang life I was in, and that was just it spoke to the type of person I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real loyal person. If I say I got your back, I got your back. If I tell you I love you, I love you. Mm-hmm. So I'm the type of person, like I said, I'll do first, think later. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? I always had a strong loyalty to the people around me that I cared about.
Absolutely.
So that's how I got my name, because even if I'm a shoot now, ask questions later type of person. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to fully understand what's going on, but if I know
you're doing it for
my
the people
dog,
you love.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm riding, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll figure out what happened
later on. Yeah. Which, leveraged for the Lord, is a great strength, but I've heard it said a lot of times that your greatest strengths out of control are your biggest weaknesses. And so I think you experienced some of that. You had those things in you, but not cultivated, not developed into a lifestyle pattern of leadership, of business, or whatever. You found yourself in this life that how do I get out of this?
Right.
So what are some of the things that you started to do, man, to try to change your life? We're going to go into a whole lot of other topics here. And just so y'all know, my heart in this conversation is to talk about what it means to be rooted in Christ. Because when you're rooted and you're grounded and you're on the foundation that Jesus is, you can build from there.
Yeah, facts.
But when there's no foundation and there's no root system to hold you up, you find yourself, you might be a big, strong tree in this analogy, but you're going to fall down with no root system.
Right.
Because you can only grow to the point that the roots can handle. So, when did you start to say, man, this is not really the clout, respect, all the things that's not really like, I don't want to live my whole life like this. When did you start to feel that? Or did you, you know?
Honestly, I really just started to chill out probably within the last, I'd say like the last maybe 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, cause, and it's still hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's hard for a lot of reasons. I would say with your relational heart, it's real hard to say no to people that you love.
Facts. So, and then, you know, like, shoot, that's all I knew. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I came from. Like, I didn't really, like I said, I didn't have like a good relationship with my pops. We was always into it, so I was never home, which led me to
there's your problem.
Run the streets because I didn't want to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Do you mind going into that a little bit more for us, or is that too much?
No, I mean,
like what were some of the relational barriers, the struggles you and your daddy had? Because I think we can all relate to trying to figure it out with our dad.
It just was like, I don't know, like it was just almost like I remember I had a conversation with my mom before, and she told me like it was almost like he was jealous of me in a sense, but which I never understood because like, bro,
I'm your kid.
I'm your kid. Like, what is there to be jealous of? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a product of you.
Yeah.
But anyway, we just always got into it, man. Like, it was like I was never heard about anything. You know what I'm saying? It was quick to everything was my fault.
Mm-hmm. Think the worst about you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, just like almost like what they call it, like black sheep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like the black sheep. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just was, and then on top of that, like, well, I'll touch on that later, but like, it's just like with that, and me and him always bumping heads, getting into it. Like, he done said some stuff that you wouldn't even fathom.
You wouldn't say to your worst enemy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, to your kid. So it was like, me and him was just into it, so I was never really home. I was ripping and running the streets, and then the people who I was around that was like there for me or whatever, that's the life they was living, you know what I'm saying? I was young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
did you have a mentor outside of that crowd?
I didn't. I didn't have anything
a pastor
for real.
Outside of that crowd?
I did have a pastor, but I kind of like stopped going to church, you know?
Yeah, well,
like,
I get it. Hard to do both of those lives at the same time for sure.
Right.
So I would say most people that have had any type of experience like you had, like with your father, there's a principle in that. And I've got 5 kids, so I'm learning that when I don't believe in my oldest son specifically, I talk about Judah.
Right.
When I don't believe in Judah, meaning like I talk to him like he already screwed up.
Yeah.
That is it's a destroyer of relationship immediately for him because he doesn't feel in that moment. And I've done that.
Right.
Now, I try not to do that. I want to train him, I want to empower him, I want to believe in him.
Right.
But I find the look on his face when I don't, it's ripping him apart inside.
Yeah.
And so, if you're watching this and you're a dad, maybe a new dad, maybe you've been a dad forever, if you're listening to this, just know this. What you believe about your children, they will believe about themselves. And I think that's a principle. Like, for a long time, you felt like he thought you were a black sheep.
Right.
And you felt this, let's call it condemnation. Is that a fair word?
Yeah.
Feeling condemned by him and not believed in, and therefore, why would I do anything? Well, I'm going to go do what you think about me.
Yeah.
I'm going to do whatever I want to do because I don't trust you. There's no safety there.
And it wasn't even really, I'm going to go do what you think about me. It was really was like you're not really giving me any tools to put in my toolbox.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go out and find some, even though, quote unquote, they end up being the wrong tools.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? But I had to put something in there.
You didn't even know which toolbox to get, bro. You went out and you got whatever toolbox was available.
Right.
And the first thing, you walked out of the house, whoever was there to pick you up, you're with them.
Right. Exactly.
Which speaks to a lot of issues in our culture in general.
Right.
A lot of issues in the neighborhoods around Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, and the rest of the world, too. There's more here. There's a whole lot more to that. But You know, I said this on the last podcast. I'll say it again. Tony Evans is a pastor, and he says a messed up man leads to a messed up family.
Right.
A messed up family leads to a messed up church.
Yeah.
A messed up church, and I do blame, believers for not stepping up and stepping into those situations more. But a messed up church leads to a messed up community, to a messed up state, to a messed up world. And that's, I think, a lot of it is, you know, he probably didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And probably didn't have anybody helping him do it.
Right.
Which goes, you know.
I feel like honestly, like now that I'm older, looking at it, it's like he probably, I'm not gonna say he probably, like he didn't really have like a big support system either. So
he didn't have the tools in his toolbox.
He didn't have the tools in his either. So, but I mean,
but it goes down the line. So in our generation, we got to change it.
Still no excuse. Like me, like I don't have any kids currently, but whenever I do decide to bring a few, like I said, I didn't have all the toolboxes in my shed, you know what I'm saying? My toolbox or whatever, but it's my job to make sure they do.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
It's your job to make sure that you get them.
Right.
And I think that's what I see you doing today. That's why I even asked you to jump in here, because the thing is, James is changing his life, and I call him James, not Lou, because I think James is that strong Bible name. And I think you're going to get called James a whole lot more from me. Yeah. You can be Lou to whoever you want, but you're going to be James to me, bro.
Facts.
But no, you're going to, and I believe God's going to allow you to put those tools, and I think they come from the Bible, the principles of the Bible, man. All the things that we learn from Scripture about being a biblical man, about being meek instead of weak. You know, a lot of guys think being under control is weakness. Yeah. Meekness is strength under control. Right. That's a principle that you got to have in the toolbox. Right. Because if your strength, James, gets out of control, it ain't pretty.
Yeah. No, it's not.
And I've only seen it about level 8, probably 7 or 8. I don't want to see level 10 of that. But the point is, there's a lot of things that I think from the Bible, as you essentially rebuild now from those years of time that were honestly, like, let's say, sowing to the wrong side of things, and living in the darkness even of all that. There's some darkness in all that, ain't there,
man? Tell me about it.
Have you seen it?
There's some real darkness in that joint, man. It'll take you to a place. It'll consume you, for real. For real.
So how are you, let me just talk to you, how are you trying to step into what God has for you now coming out of that place? What are some of the things that you feel like maybe God's saying to you, or you're even just trying to do to walk towards Jesus instead of just continuing to spin off, in that direction?
Really just trying to, where I say I start from is like trying to be on the straight and narrow, And when I say that, I mean like with how I'm living as far as like how I make money and how I
legally,
and
correctly,
right. Like just try to do everything as correct as I can. Yeah, basically,
which is a big change from running the streets, right?
Right.
I praise God for that, man.
Right.
What do you feel like? What do you feel like God's been saying to you lately? Anything the Lord's been speaking to your heart lately?
Just keep going.
Just keep walking.
Yeah, keep going.
I love that. What do you think some of the differences are in the man of the world and the man of God? What are some of the character differences that you see? And you've been around a lot of dudes, Lou.
Right.
I called you Lou. I mean James. And you've been around a lot of people in a lot of different worlds. You've been playing ball at the church here, just hanging out with me for 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
It's been that long.
Time flies, bro.
2.5 years, bro.
Man.
Cary First Baptist Church have been hooping in here.
Definitely.
But what are some of the biggest differences about like the character of a man of God versus the character of the man of the world? It's easy actually look at yourself in the past. That's the man of the world, right?
Right.
And me too, who I was before Jesus.
The main thing between those two that I would say is like the man of the world. The man of the world thinks and looks out for self. Mm-hmm. Everything is self first, But like a man of God, he goes to him, and not only, of course, everyone wants to do good for themselves, but they also think of others and how they can help and lead people to a better place or just a better mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus said that. He said to esteem others more highly than yourself.
Right.
Which is the shift.
Right.
And if you do that, if you chase Jesus and look out for others more highly than yourself, and you think of them and you try to help them more than you try to help yourself, that's living like Jesus did.
Definitely, for sure.
That's a great way to put that.
For sure.
I'm posting that clip.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm serious.
Yeah, no.
So that's a good word, man. So let me ask this question. I've completely left the sheet. I do it every time. That's why I said you don't even need it,
Right.
because I'm not going to use it. What would you say is the number one thing that living life in the darkness stole from you?
I would say really time and development. That's the biggest, for real, because you got to understand the clock's always ticking, no matter what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when you're stuck in the darkness, you're lost, you know?
I do.
And even though you're lost, time's still rolling.
Yeah, so and those years and that development, that training and learning, how do I start a business? How do I, all of that is not there.
When you're supposed to be doing all of that, you're stuck in the darkness or in like a box.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't have the right people around you, then you don't really understand how to get out of there, you know? So, like,
you think a lot of people live there forever?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Or die there?
Definitely, for sure. Like, it's like that box, man, is like...
It's like prison.
Yeah. Worse.
Yeah. Because you're alive and you're breathing, but you're making worse decisions.
Worse. For real.
Why is it worse? I'm just interested to know what you're thinking.
It's worse for real because... I say it's worse because prison... If you go to prison, they make you live by some type of structure.
That's a good point.
But when you in that box, man...
Oof, the devil's got the downward. Yeah,
it's like a free playing field for real. Like you don't know what you get going, what you're gonna get into, what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
like anything. Like you just like basically what do they call it? You like a sitting duck.
Yeah, and the devil's just wailing on you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So at least prison, like, cause I've heard like, even though like prison's no place you want to go, but like I've even heard people explain like, I've never been to prison. I mean, I've been to jail a few times, but I've never been to prison. Like I've never been on the yard. So, but I've heard even a couple older cats that I know like sitting down chopping it up with them, like, and surprisingly, like you wouldn't expect someone to say this, but like it's a few older guys that say like, yo, prison like changed their life.
I've heard that. I've heard that testimony a lot, actually. Like, they got there, somebody gave them a Bible, somebody gave them some tools.
Right.
And then when they got out, they could build a life and a career.
It's because you don't have no choice but to
do what's
there. Yeah, exactly. It's like they structure you like you don't have a choice. Like, you got to get up when they say it's time to get up.
Yep.
You got to eat when they say it's time to eat. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't, like, you know what I'm saying?
Like the military.
So,
you got to do what they say.
Right.
And that's a good thing in that context if you're coming out of the box we're talking about.
Right.
So what would you say to yourself when you were 18 years old from the 31-year-old James Miller?
What would I say?
What would you say to yourself, man, to try to convince yourself or beg yourself or challenge yourself to get out of the box and do something bigger, greater for the Lord and others in your life? What would you say?
I would tell me the life that you envision for yourself, you'll never get it here. That's
good, James. That's really good.
That's honestly what I would tell myself. And it's like, you feel like with the life I was living, it's like you can get a taste of what you may envision or whatever, but it's like the life I was living, always having to look over your shoulder and be aware, like don't know, trying to move without getting caught up, and you know what I'm saying?
You're living life on the run,
you
man.
You just on eggshells. Like, so, like, I was getting, like, all this money, and I was, you know what I'm saying, I was doing my thing, you know what I'm saying, but it was like I couldn't really I call myself enjoying it, but I couldn't really enjoy it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I think as men, and God built us this way, we want to enjoy the thing that we worked for and earned.
Right.
Not the thing that we cheated and got.
Right.
Just saying. A stolen Snickers bar is not as good as one I bought just because, I did nothing to get that. In fact, I took, and it wears on your conscience and it wears on your soul. And so, yeah, man, that's a good word for yourself at 18 years old.
For sure.
And I would say that again to the camera and to those who are listening on the podcast, like the life that you envision for yourself, you won't find it in the cycle, the broken cycle of chasing the things in the darkness, man. So you gotta.
Because what I will say though is, even if you achieve the life you want, it won't fully be that, because on that side of things, like you'll be missing peace. Mm-hmm. Like you won't have any peace. Like, so you may be getting to the bag, you may be getting this money, you may be having the women doing what you want to do, but you're never going to be at peace, because your mind is always going to be thinking about what you got to do to get the next dollar.
Yep. And maintain the lifestyle.
What I got to make sure that this don't go left. So what steps I got to take to keep this in motion and stuff. Like, you will never have like a peace of mind for real. Like, it's too much like going on upstairs that you got to worry about to really like enjoy the fruits of your labor for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But how have you ever seen God show up and like speak to you, begin to try to do something in you? And how did he show up in the darkness? Because the Bible even talks about in Ephesians chapter 2, it says, and you he made alive, who were once dead in your trespasses and sins, in the way that you once walked. According to, this is the darkness, right? The prince of the power of the air, that's the devil, the spirit who now works in the sons of disobedience, that's that life in the dark. But God, who's rich in mercy, has made you alive. Like, when did Jesus start pulling on your heart, James? When did you start feeling that, seeing that? I know you're still in the journey of that.
Yeah.
By the way, I can see that you're still in the process of that coming to Jesus. And it's a war.
Yeah.
Because you're having to fight just the normal dead old man and the past.
Right.
But when did Jesus start to appear in your life, show up in your life, and draw you to God and all of that?
I would say he's been there for a while, but I really didn't take the time to listen.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, I feel like just now recently, I had to go through a lot of things to, like, finally, like, he basically had to sit me down.
Yes. I know
where you're going with this. Like, he had to sit me down, like, look, like, is you coming or what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
say it again, bro.
Like, is you coming or what? Like, you know what I'm saying? So
that's good right there, bro.
Oof. So yeah, that's and that, like I said, for me, I feel like that is you coming to what conversation. Like I said, that's for me. That was about, like I said, it's been about maybe 5 years or so now.
And so for the last 5 years, you've been on the journey out of the darkness, really, and out of the past. And God's actually giving you some big wins.
Yeah,
to walk
some huge wins.
We don't have to talk about all that, but like talking about like huge wins to get to the place where today you got a job, you're working hard, you're getting to play basketball. Tell us a little bit about your love for basketball, man. When you start loving basketball, why you love it so much?
Man, I've been loving basketball for a while, man. When I was a little dude, let me tell you, I had got my mom to buy me a basketball goal.
Yep.
And I put it in the backyard, and we have like a bumpy grass backyard. Man, I was back there so much, it wasn't even no grass back there no more.
You dribbled it all.
Dribbled all the grass out the ground.
I love it.
Yeah, so like I really had to teach myself like how to hoop, and like I just go to different parks and go here and there and just learn, pick up what I could pick up from people I bump into, and I don't know, bro, I just got really good at it.
Yeah.
Like, I just got real good,
Yeah, watch out for James on the basketball court for sure, man. When we get in there. He can talk, too. James, you can talk, man. You can talk with the best of them.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's goes back to one of your strengths is your voice. And I had I'll share this on the podcast, but I had a picture in my mind. I can't remember if it was a dream or if I was just thinking of James. And it might even be this. Oh, that's just crazy, bro. It might even be this picture right now of you sitting at a microphone speaking about Jesus.
Right.
And I told you, James, watch out because God's got more for you.
Right.
So even now, I'll speak in your life. God has big plans for you with that big voice of yours and that big, strong personality you got. But I think it's time more than ever, bro. And I'll just speak this too, but it's time more than ever to say yes to every little thing Jesus says. Just obey the little things. Say yes to the little next steps and watch God do the work of redemption in your life. Redemption, by the way, is when God knows we wasted years, but he does more in the time we give him, even if that's 30 seconds of our life, than we could have done in 100 years or a million.
That's a fact.
I'm going to believe God for that in your life, man. Because I know how you are, and I know how I am. You, at some level, have felt like you've just wasted that time.
Yeah, for sure.
And you felt guilty and ashamed and all the things, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to put that on you if you haven't, but no, I know you.
For sure, yeah.
And the enemy would love for you to live there forever. But in Jesus' name, we don't live in the past.
That's a fact.
We live in the future. So let's talk about the future, man. What is it going to take, in your opinion, your perspective, to begin to change the narrative of kids growing up in the city, whatever city, wherever you're listening to this, to change the story, man, from the streets is the only thing you walk out to, you know? What is it going to take for us as men of our generation to help the next generation in your perspective?
2 things.
Bring it on.
We got to get, as people who say we are God-fearing men and women of God and all of that, we got to touch more families. Mm-hmm. Because that's a big thing that pushes kids out the door. You know what I'm saying?
The family unit.
Your family unit, yeah.
So we got to go to work, number one, on the family unit.
On the family unit. And then 2, sometimes you can't always get into the family union. You know, you can't kick the door in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
there's rules about that stuff.
Yeah, number 2, I would say is if we can get to these kids early, when they first, like they like to say, jump off the porch, then if we can get to them and give them tools to put in their toolbox.
Yes, sir.
Then we can kind of bring them back instead of them feeling like they have to venture out to find their own.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
The only way to do that, in my opinion, and I think those 2 things are absolutely crucial. I think we've lost the biblical mandate for the family unit to be a real family that glorifies God, dads being dads, moms being moms, working together, teamwork, empowering the kids, not beating them down. Right. You know, being clean, not being on drugs, not getting slammed drunk at the house and beat, all that stuff. Right. Which comes with equipping and comes with community support and all that. Yeah. But that's the second thing is that's going to take us knowing this and actually being developed ourselves, intentionally. Right. And then we just got to go to them. Right. We can start at whatever it is, business, nonprofit. I don't call it what you want. Be the church in the community, whatever. But somebody's got to do it, man. And that's why for 2.5 years, I've been saying it's Jesus and leadership in that gym. Yeah, for sure. Because I actually think, and honestly too, I want to say this too. The kids need the tools, but honestly, sometimes the parents need tools too. They ain't got no tools. 100%, bro. Yeah. You know I want to do a parenting seminar here. Yeah. Come learn how to parent.
Yeah. And sometimes, if you can get to the parents, then sometimes it'll trickle trickle down.
But I think that's the win ultimately. Right. Really, is to empower the parents to be the parents that God would honor and bless. I think that's the win. But I love what you're saying though, because that's got to be number one.
Right.
Parents need help.
Right.
It's okay to need help, parents. If you're a parent, you're listening to this, you're like, wow, I might not be the only one. You're not the only one. I got 5 kids, and every day I'm learning something new about them and me, because I got problems in me that affect them. They got lots of crazy kid problems, and I'm like, what is going on here?
Indeed.
We all need the tools in that toolbox. But if you didn't get it from your parents, which is how it's supposed to work, then we've got to get together as the Church of Jesus and help each other, man. We've got to become that community.
Definitely. Because even if you don't get it from your parents, like we said, like it's other places to get tools from.
Yep.
Bad tools and good tools. You know what I'm saying? So just got to have more. We just got to make sure, because like I said, it's only so much we can do, but as long as we doing our part to make sure that we have the good tools accessible.
Yep. I'm with it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, 100%.
That's half the battle, at least.
So it's actually just as much as anything, providing the place where they can get the tools.
Right.
Which, hey, can I go back to what's supposed to happen? Can I just be really clear on this podcast, this interview? No government is the hope of the world.
Yeah.
You know what the hope of the world is? Jesus said, Matthew chapter 5, verse 16, you are the light of the world. A city situated on a hill cannot be hidden. The church is supposed to be the light, man. The place where God has blessed his people to provide the resources that are needed. So, you know what? I honestly think we need about 2 more hours to hash all this out. We're going to have you on here again. But let's talk about brotherhood for a moment. So you mentioned the gang life.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like, what is brotherhood to you? Because I know it's important. What does it mean to be in a brotherhood? And let's talk about like the enemy's version of that is getting this group of guys that are going to take you the wrong way. God's group is getting a group of men that are going to go together somewhere, right?
Right.
But talk to me about brotherhood to you, and then we'll start wrapping it up.
Brotherhood to me, honestly, man, is like just someone that we all, a group of people who all pick each other up.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They all pick each other up. They all push each other.
Come on.
They all speak affirmations into each other's life. Mm-hmm. They all, a unit, an actual unit.
A unit.
An actual
We're getting work done together. Yeah. We're pushing each other. We're encouraging. We're building up. The Bible says bad company corrupts good morals. Like when you get around the wrong people, it will corrupt you.
Exactly.
And it will spin off the wrong way. But you get around the right people, man.
Right.
Paul says this in 2 Timothy chapter 2. He says, these things that I have committed to you. This is the toolbox, by the way. This is a great episode on the toolbox. Right. These things I have committed to you in the presence of many witnesses. Commit them, meaning give them to faithful men who will be able to teach others also.
Right.
We have to start that culture. If it's not there, bro, it's not going to get there by itself.
Right.
Leadership is not hoping something happens. Leadership is seeing the need and meeting it. So I'm excited to dream further on what it's going to take to get in this city and start changing things. But that is a great picture of brotherhood. It really is, as the Bible says, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another.
Exactly.
We're going to be better after this conversation.
No, for sure.
We're going to be better after we hash it out tonight in the Word for a minute before we play ball. So what would you say to somebody that feels like they have done too much and gone too far, bro? What would you speak to them today that are in the middle of that box?
It's no such thing, bro. If you still here, then you still got time.
Yeah.
Your clock ain't expired yet.
Yep.
So
if you're still breathing. But Jesus said,
as long as there's air in your lungs, man.
Yeah, man.
Facts.
As long as there's air in your lungs, breathe it for Jesus is what I say. But let's wrap it up with the gospel, man. What does the gospel of Jesus mean to you? What does it mean to you? Because I know that you're on the journey.
Right.
And I don't expect you to be a pastor in this conversation, but
right.
to James Miller, what does the gospel, the good news about Jesus mean to you?
It means everything, man. It means you can find joy in it, happiness, encouragement.
Yep.
Really anything you're looking for. you can find it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's something in there for everything.
Yeah,
for real.
It is
like a manual almost.
Listen, the Bible really is the manual.
Yeah, for sure.
If we'll learn it, mine out the truth of it, our lives will be changed. But I will say this: if you're listening today, and we'll kind of close it down. We're gonna have to do this again for real. We didn't have enough time for this.
Right.
But if you're listening, you're like, what does it mean to come to Jesus? And why is this called the Come to Jesus podcast? To come to Jesus really means that you understand that you cannot get to Jesus because you're too broken. We're all born into a broken world, and there's nothing I can do. I cannot buy my way out of this brokenness, man. I cannot earn my way out of this brokenness. I can't get cool enough or do enough good things to get out of the brokenness. Jesus stepped in 2,000 years ago to the brokenness, was born of a virgin. He lived the life that we cannot live. We've tried it. We failed, bro, both of us.
Definitely.
He died on the cross to be the sacrifice and the atonement for our sins, to pay for the debt that we owed God. And now he says, if you will believe in me, I'll give you my grace. And so I just challenge you, believe in Jesus, man, that he died for you, that he rose again, and that he has a plan for your life. Any last words, man? What do you want to leave with the young men and young ladies who are going to listen to this thing and watch this podcast, man? What do you want to leave them with?
It's still time.
Amen. You're not dead. You're still breathing. There's still time to say yes to Jesus and yes to a different life. You don't have to live under the shadow of the past, of who you used to be, who they say you are. Let me tell you this. If no one's ever told you in your life, you are loved by the one who created you. Say yes to him and let him be the one who determines where your value is and all of that. So God bless y'all. Thank y'all for listening today. And we will definitely be having James back on this podcast if he'll do it again.
For sure.
After this to talk further. There's 3 or 4 things I've got a mental note of already that we got to dive into a whole lot more. So God bless y'all. And I just pray that it's a wonderful time. Have a great rest of your week. And peace out. Until next time. Love you, bro.
Love you more, bro.